Good morning, students. We'll start with the Rutherford's model of an atom. Okay, we have yesterday seen J.J. Thomson's atomic model. Now today we are going to study Ernst Rutherford. Okay, his model and how what he did to prove that electrons were arranged within an atom. Okay, so he took a fast moving alpha particles and made it to fall on a thin gold foil. Okay, now why he selected gold foil? Because he wanted the layer as thin as possible. Now gold has a property of malleability and ductility, so you can have a very thin layer that is about 1000 atoms thick. Okay, now these alpha particles are doubly charged helium ions. Okay, so they have got mass of 4 unit. Okay, and they are very fast moving. These alpha particles have got very much amount of energy. Okay, and because they are helium ions, they are positively charged. Okay, now these alpha particles get deflected by subatomic particles in gold atoms. Now they get deflected because alpha particles are positively charged. So wherever you have got positively charged uh, particles, they will get deflected because like charges repel. Okay, so the alpha particles were much heavier than the protons, so he did not expect to see large diffractions. But let us see what happened with the experiment. Okay, now you have to imagine these circular discs are the gold foils. Okay, now imagine all of you have seen your computer CDs, right? So imagine they are like CDs, computer CDs, and these are the alpha particles which are bombarded or thrown on these CDs. Okay, now actually what he expected and what he found out was that mostly these alpha rays, can you see, they are passing through. Okay, now you can see few rays, like see this ray, it is getting deflected. Like this ray, it is getting deflected. You can see this ray, it is getting deflected. Okay, apart from this, almost all the rays are passing. Okay, now you can see this ray, it's almost 180-degree deflected. This is getting deflected at an angle. That means here there is some positively charged particle which is deflecting back this alpha particles. Otherwise there is nothing which is deflecting, means there is no positively charged particle here, so it is passing through. So if you see exactly the center, whenever the ray is hitting the center, it is coming back. That means at the center there is some positively charged particles that is deflecting the rays. Okay, fine. So what conclusion he derived and what results? Let us see. The first one was that most of the fast moving alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil. That is what we discussed just now. Some of the alpha particles were deflected by foil at a small angles. These are the angles. Okay. Now surprisingly, out of every 12,000 particles, one appeared to rebound. Okay, or deflected. So only 1 out of 12,000. So if you have 12,000 rays, one would deflect. Okay, now let us see what conclusions he concluded. He concluded that most of the space inside the atom is empty because of these alpha particles. They have passed through the gold foil without getting deflected. Okay, so mostly everything is passing through this, so there is nothing there. Okay, now very few particles were deflected from their part, indicating that the positive charge of an atom occupies a very little space. Okay, so wherever the deflections have taken place, there the positively charged particles are present inside the atom. A very few fraction of alpha particles were deflected by 180 degree. Okay, so this is 180 degree deflection. Okay, indicating that all positively charged and mass of gold atom were concentrated at a very small volume within the atom. So everything, whatever is present inside the atom is present here. So other space is not at all occupied. It is empty. Okay. So he calculated that there is a radius of nucleus. This center part is called the nucleus. That is 10 raised to 5 times less than the radius of the atom. So it is very, very small. And everything is in this small part. Okay. So on this basis of this experiment, he had 3 features. Okay. That there is a positively charged center in the atom called as nucleus. All the mass of the atom resides in this nucleus. And the electrons revolve around this nucleus in circular paths. The size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. Okay, this was the features which he concluded from all his observations. Okay, now there are certain drawbacks of this model. The revolution of the electrons in circular orbit was not properly explained by this model. Okay, so he told that it was not to be stable. Now any particle in circular orbit, if it is not stable and would undergo acceleration, then what happens? It would radiate energy and they will then lose energy, and then they'll finally fall into the nucleus. They are highly unstable. Okay, but this does not happen actually. The electrons revolve continuously around the nucleus. Okay, so the revolution of electrons was not proved by this Rutherford's model. Okay, now the next model is a Bohr's model, which we'll study next time.